truly magnificent you are. Now here's my friend, Bob Proctor.
There's been a number of people that have had a profound impact on my life, but there's two in particular, Rhonda Byrne and Lloyd Conant. With The Secret, Rhonda totally shifted my thinking, my business world, my life. Lloyd Conant introduced me to this work of Wallace Wattles way back around 1968. I've never stopped studying it. With The Secret and the Science of Getting Rich, I honestly believe this is going to change the consciousness of the entire world. The world is waking up. They're waking up in great numbers. The Secret is impacting their life. And The Secret Science of Getting Rich is going to show everyone how to develop what all of the people on The Secret are talking about, how to develop that law of attraction, how to move into harmony with the law. Let me begin by the comments that Stuart Edward White and Harwood White shared with us. They said, "Curious how we acquire wisdom. Over and over again, the same truth is thrust under our very noses. We encounter it in action, we are admonished of it, we read it in the written word. We suffer the experience. We gradually assent to the advice. We approve intellectually the written word, but nothing happens inside us. Then one day, some trivial experience or word or encounter stops us short. A gleam of illumination penetrates the depths of our consciousness. We see. Usually it is but a glimpse. But on a rare occasion, a brilliant flash reveals truth fully formed, and we marvel that this understanding has escaped us for so long." As I was sharing the words, "Then one day some trivial experience or word or encounter stops us short," I'm quite certain that that's exactly what happens to millions of people as they sit down and turn on the movie The Secret. It's expanding everyone's mind. It's opening up the mind of the world to the way God meant us to live. A gentleman by the name of Steve Bow one time said, "God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. And our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime." I believe that's what The Secret is waking people up to. And that is what the Science of Getting Rich is designed to help you actually do. Many years ago, I had the very good fortune of working on the stage with Eric Hoffer. He said something that was rich with truth, and it stuck in my mind. He said, "In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists." Well, think about that. He said, "In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth." I took that to be metaphorical, that they'll be happy, healthy, and wealthy. Well, the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. Our world is changing. The world's not getting bigger, it's getting smaller. We're dealing in a global marketplace today. It's not uncommon for people to talk a number of times a day from opposite sides of the globe. The world is changing. And the learners will become the happy, healthy, wealthy ones. There's no such thing as a learned individual. There's no such thing as an educated individual. Education comes from the Latin educo, meaning to educe, to develop, or to draw out from within. So learning is not hammering information into our head. It's becoming aware of what's already inside of us. Now, Hoffer also said, to learn, you need a certain degree of confidence, not too much and not too little. If you have too little confidence, you'll think you can't learn. If you have too much, you'll think you don't have to learn. You know, it's conceivable as you sit and watch The Secret that you might think that there's some emotional or capricious God has blessed the people in that movie with something that you haven't got. But that's not the way it is. The whole idea of the movie is to make you aware that what each one of us on that movie are talking about, you have. And it's just simply a matter of becoming aware of it. It's like the Whites said, then one day some trivial experience. And it's going to be something small, and it may just be a flash, but I can assure you, if you will study this program like I've studied it, like many other people have studied it, you're going to find that your world is going to start to change. It's almost like looking through a pair of binoculars and you're bringing things into focus. And every time you think it's crystal clear and you just shift it a bit, it becomes clearer. You have infinite potential. There's no end to what you're capable of doing. And the beautiful truth is, this program is going to help you bring that potential to the surface and begin living the rich life. All the way through the Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles reminds us that you don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. That certain way is what Rhonda really grasped in the film The Secret. See, Rhonda Byrne was illuminated. She studied this book, and a gleam of illumination penetrated the depths of her consciousness, and she was inspired to share this with the world, which she's doing. And it's growing so rapidly, but you've got it in your hands, and now you've got the material in your hands to learn how to move into harmony with those laws. If you go and stand in front of the mirror, you will see a reflection of your body, but you will not see a reflection of yourself. That's your body. That's the house you live in. Your body is a molecular structure. It's a mass of molecules at a very high speed of vibration. If you're going to change the results in your life, you're going to have to go inside. You're going to have to begin tapping into your mind. And you know, way back around 1934, there was a doctor, Thurman Fleet, who became aware that we're approaching people the wrong way. He was involved in the healing arts, and he had this tremendous desire to help people understand what holistic health was all about. That's dealing with the whole person, the spiritual being, the intellectual being, and the physical being. And he said, what we're really doing is treating symptoms when we're dealing with the physical. And he said, we have to work with the higher side. We have to begin working with the mind. Now, he said, we've got a basic problem here. No one has ever seen the mind. In fact, if I asked you to think of the mind, you probably, if anything, get an image of your brain on the screen of your mind, because we think in pictures. Think of your house. A picture of your house will come on the screen of your mind. Think of your automobile, and again an image will come onto the screen of your mind of your automobile. Your front door, your kitchen table. Do you see how pictures flash on the mind? Now think of your mind. What picture do you get? If you're like most people, no picture comes to the mind. Confusion reigns. And that's what Thurman Fleet became aware of. Now, he said, since no one has ever seen the mind, I'm going to make a picture of the mind. And he drew this picture of a large circle and a small circle. We refer to that as the stick person. And that represents the mind. Now, I want you to imagine that your head is your mind and everything from the neck down is being the body. Now, of course, that's not the way it is. Mind is movement. Mind is not a thing. So mind is in your fingernail. It's in your hair. It's in every molecule of your being. But we do have to have an image to operate with. So we're going to let the head represent the mind. And everything from the neck down represent the body. Now, we're going to put an imaginary horizontal line from ear to ear. Everything above that line we're going to refer to as the conscious mind. Everything below that horizontal line is going to be referred to as the subconscious mind. Now, as we go through this program, I'm going to refer to the conscious mind many different ways. I may call it the intellectual mind. I may refer to it as the reasoning factor, the imagining system. And the subconscious mind I could refer to as the emotional mind, where the feeling center resides. This is the innate minds, where universal intelligence. There's many, many different terminologies that you can use to describe these various parts of the mind. To start off with, we're going to call it the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind has hooked up to it like little antennae, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. These are sensory factors. They're hooked up to our conscious mind, and they help us correspond and communicate with our outside world. I want you to imagine that a person's walking down the street, and they've got these 5 little antennae sticking out of their head. Now, we would certainly look a little strange if we had that, but of course, if we've always had it, it wouldn't look strange at all. Well, that's really the way it is. We have these little antennae, and they pick up all kinds of information from outside. Now, I think, as Moses said, they're both a blessing and a curse, because they not only pick up all kinds of distractions, but they also feed good information in. We see what something looks like. We can taste things. We feel it. You see what I'm talking about? Your